Okay, welcome to the bridge call. And the bridge call, the more I got into it, represents lifting the platform so that people can walk across. Okay, now the more we lift off and create a bridge for people to walk across from one end to the other, there's going to be people that aren't going to be able to get on the bridge at the same time that you and I might be getting on. But creating the bridge is so it allows people to get on the bridge when they're ready to cross over. And how they're going to do that is by us raising our frequency, our vibration, right, to put it into the quantum field so that others can get access to that higher vibration energy to be able to cross over the bridge and get to the other side. So with that, I'm going to, hi everyone, my name is Lucie Nadon, and I am here facilitating and co-creating with my good friend, Danny Dalton.
Hi everyone.
Who just had a birthday yesterday.
Shh, shh, shh.
It's officially 50 US.
Sure, I like that. Exchange rate.
Yeah. So between the two of us, we agreed that we work great together.
We do.
Energies flow in. And so we thought, let's co-create stuff and let's help humanity and help others that have information that they want to share and give them a platform also.
Exactly.
So we are still in the infant stages of trying to create this. So you have to go with us, be patient.
Please.
So Danny, why don't, so I just want to explain a little bit. So I'm also a spiritual life coach, intuitive, and I also have a lot of experience in addictions, recovery from addictions. And I also get access to visions and where I can help people locate where they first created the belief system so that they can release it. And my friend Danny is a psychic medium, channeler, spiritual teacher, energy worker, emotional empath, energy worker, like
past life healer.
Past life healer. Yes. Just goes on and on.
It does.
With the accolades. And the beauty about a lot of us, this just came upon us and our abilities grew and grew and grew.
It really did.
And we never had to go get a certification or get put something on our wall. We just continually, experienced and grew and kept expanding our abilities. So, and that's what we're hoping for everybody, that they increase their intuition and their abilities and be able to, move with the energy so that it can be downloaded and activated within us to increase our own abilities. So
together.
First of all, Danny, would you like to say hello before we create the space, or do you want to move right into creating a space, safe space?
Yeah, let's bring in some light, bring in the cosmic light and some energies to enlighten those that are watching, that they can actually uplift and be the bridge for them so they can come to a greater understanding. Right?
Okay, so let's do that.
Okay, you go ahead.
So I want everybody to just sit back and relax. And also, if you want to close your eyes, that's perfectly fine. And then I want everybody to just take a few deep breaths. And as we're taking a few deep breaths, I want to open and activate our heart chakras. And I want the chakras vibrating and spinning in the perfect speed and the perfect method and way to increase our vibration. And also we want to activate it, open and activate it to the vibration of love. And as we expand our heart chakra and our vibration and the love frequency, we clear out anything and everything that doesn't belong in the space at this time. And that allows us to connect to our spirit guides, our galactics, brothers and sisters, light beings, and anyone that is with you, that is working alongside with you, that has crossed over. So I'm seeing quite a few people that are showing up. And we want to protect the space and keep it in a high vibration. And we also want to stay connected to the galactic sun and our solar sun, and also ground into inner earth, so that we better download and integrate what is going to be shared today. And Danny, do you want to add anything?
Just ask that everyone here keep an open mind for the information that's coming through, for those that might not quite understand it, but that we are planting seeds for them as we have this show and we become the bridge, that they keep an open mind for things can come to them in a later date, but at this time we can just plant seeds that they may learn and grow and expand from that. Okay.
Perfect.
Ready?
So I just thought, since there's a lot of talk about how the vibration on the planet is really increasing, and apparently we are downloading like quadruple the amount that we were last month.
Wow.
Quadruple the amount of information. So if you're feeling a little dizzy or a little irritated, you are downloading massive amounts of information coming through frequencies.
Exactly.
Okay, so
it's happening.
And the more you allow, the better it integrates.
Yeah.
Try to let go of any resistance or fears, and just let it flow.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, I know that with the vibration raising, that there's an increase of inner earth beings that are ready to come to the surface. And apparently they are a mixture of Lemurians and Atlantean beings. Yeah. I don't know if there's any other races there, but maybe if with Danny's help, we can tune into that and see if they are able to share anything with us to give us some information on that.
You mean you would like me to tap in and channel them? Yeah,
if you could. Sorry, maybe I should have been more direct.
Well, I'll tell you a quick short experience I had a few months ago. I'm always guided, and I thought, okay, it's time for me to go to the inner earth. So I did. So I wouldn't know if you'd call it the astral planes or it was my consciousness traveling, but I went through a hole in the earth. Next thing I know, I'm in some giant tunnels, and then the tunnels went really steep, and I was accelerating at an incredible speed because we got to go down there, right? And all I know is winding through these tunnels, and my consciousness is coming up, and I come up to this large opening finally there, and I'm into this jungle. It's like being in the Brazilian jungle. The leaves of the plants were much bigger than they are on here. It was very warm, a little bit humid. And they had their own source of light in I don't know if you want to call it the ceiling, the cave. Very large area. And there was two beings there waiting for me. Because I always ask for permission before I do something, and I had permission to enter. So one was very large. I'm going to say between 8 and 9 foot. And then another one, a man was, I'm guessing 6.5 feet. They both looked exactly like we do. Different kind of clothes. They definitely don't wear blue jeans down there and running shoes. And so they said, come with us. And they walked me through. And I'm trying to remember, because when you do this kind of work, sometimes it's basically a type of channeling. You don't always remember everything when you're there. I just remember the energy in that area was very peaceful. It was very calm. I felt very relaxed, very at home there. And so I started asking them some questions about our future here, up here on the surface. And what I really wanted to know was, are things going to settle down up here? Are things going to, do you have any information on that? He said, yes, we do. He said, yes, you're going to have turmoil for a while, but it will calm down and it will be peaceful. Those things that are holding you back, whether you want to call them the dark or you want to call them the controllers of the planet, will be, you'll be totally free of them. You'll be able to be the beings you came here to be. You will not have any interference whatsoever. Your health will improve immensely. You won't have to worry about the starvation, and there won't be the poverty that you have now. Everything was going to come into balance the way it should have been. And as you raise your vibration and you get to that point now, we are going to be up there with you. And that time is coming soon, they said to me. And that was basically all I needed and wanted to know, right? And so they're going to share their knowledge with us, our history. They're going to share with us of the planet and how we've been lied to about our history. All of that's going to be coming out. And so they said, I guess we agreed that it's time for me to go. And they said, we're going to do it much quicker this time. They teleported me back, went bang, and I was in my living room. I didn't have to go through the tunnel. I didn't have to go all this, 1,000 miles or whatever it is. I was instant. It was bang, I was here. So I still visually see this very lush tropical area and wonderful energy, but I only met 2 of the beings. So I thought I'd share that with you, because that's what's going to happen with us here. They are going to be made known to us when the vibration on the planet is just right. And we're getting there. Is it 6 months from now? Is it 6 years from now? We don't know, right? None of us really know, but it's coming. And so in many ways, they're going to be our family, right? A reunion, you want to call it a reunion, where we join together again. So this is a beautiful time. Beautiful time. Any questions?
Awesome. Years ago, I took advanced meditation down in Sedona, and we went into this meditation, and that's what happened to me. I ended up going into these tunnels and just whipping through these tunnels.
Wow.
Like, whoa, where am I going? Right. And because back in the day, the Grand Canyon, that was all filled with water.
Okay.
So when you go there now, it's like so deep and there's no water. And in one of the meditations we did, I ended up in the Grand Canyon, and then a whale picked me up and came out of the water. I swear to God, I was on top of this whale, like hanging on for dear life. And then it went right up in the sky, and now it was starting to come back down into the water. It's going to do a full nosedive. And now I started to panic, because I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to handle this, whatever it is. And then as soon as I hit the water, I was like freaking out. And then all these dolphins came up to me, and you could hear them going, beep, 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 like in their like high frequencies. And I was like, oh my God.
Interesting.
They helped me ride with the whale in this water.
Okay.
So that's what you do. That's what happens when you go to Sedona. It's just anything goes in Sedona.
Oh, exactly.
So then fast forward, I was doing a session with Franco, and we did a lot of work with a lot of things. And then I asked him about inner earth, and he goes, oh, well, do you want to go down into inner earth? And I'm like, okay, let's go down into inner earth. And then again, boom, down into the tunnels we went.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't allow me to land, like the open area that I feel that is in inner earth is like a massive city, the size of a huge city. So, but what I was seeing was a smaller area, an opening of a smaller area. But again, it was the exact same tunnels. And I was like, oh my God, these are the same tunnels. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so it's definitely, and if you are connected to either Lemurians or the other beings down there, I mean, you can have access to go, whether it be conscious or through dream state, right? And you may be even coming and going in dream state to do the work that's required. Who knows? Like, you wonder why you wake up like you didn't sleep all night. That's probably one of the reasons. So one of the ways to ask a question is there's a little happy face with a reaction. And when you hit it, then you can raise your hand, and you have a hand here. And then we can call on you. But if you want to also not only ask questions, but share anything that you've had, any experiences that you've had regarding it, absolutely, you can chime in. So quiet crowd. Okay, got it.
I have a question. Can I just talk?
Sure.
My question goes back actually to the beginning when you started off with the bridge. I just wanted to clarify that just a little bit. Like, raise our vibration to help people to get on the bridge, to access the bridge. And I've got so many images in my mind about stuff I've read from Dolores Cannon and stuff like that, about the two earths and things like that. Are you talking more like a figurative bridge, or an actual bridge where there's going to be a separation?
Figuratively.
Good question.
Like, you know what I mean? Jelly bean.
Yeah. Well, I can speak to it because it was like kind of the vision that I was having. It is an energetic bridge, and it's all happening within the quantum field, the energetic field, the consciousness. So because of everybody is in a different place. So we're all
different level.
Yeah, we're all at different levels. We're all different speeds. So there's some people that might go fast and up, and then all of a sudden have to drop down again. You know, and there's no judgment around it. But when you're moving up and you know that you're moving up, then it's not like, oh, let me be the bridge. It's not like that. It's like you automatically become that person in the quantum field that starts to be a holder of the energy for others to connect to the quantum field.
For others.
So that they can go up. And it's basically like, we're here down on ground level, and then we're going to move up. So it's almost like we have to go up and then cross the bridge to get to the other side, right? But it's all just happening at a higher vibration. So it's all happening on an energetic level.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Consciousness level.
Yeah. And how you raise your vibration is by letting go of your own fears and your own judgments and your self-doubt and your beliefs that say you can't.
Right.
Or, so it's like you're a hot air balloon. So cut the rope, cut your beliefs, and you automatically go up. It's not like you have to do all this stuff to go up. It's just a matter of letting go.
Okay.
and you naturally go up.
Okay. Thank you.
So Danny, do you want to add anything to that? You there, Danny? Danny. Danny's network band is low. All right. And for some reason, it has messed with my screen.
Exactly.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe it was the internet.
Yeah, you're saying your network is bandwidth is low.
Yeah, because I was speaking to you. I guess you didn't hear me.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, basically, like the bridge, like we're saying, we're moving to a whole new, I'm going to use the word entity. We're going to be a whole new form of human being, right? A whole new consciousness. And then we're expanding the consciousness and our knowing and our connection to source. So you could say it's many different bridges coming together at once, right? We're opening up our hearts. We're doing all the healing. We're coming into a new knowing. We're raising our vibration. So it's many different levels coming up to one, like you might as well call it a number of bridges that we have to cross, right? Because we're so many things. We're mind, body, and spirit. So all of this has to be part of it. So it's an amazing time to be alive. And we're going to see it in our lifetime, where we're going. And we're going to meet these inner earth people. And we're going to meet our star families also. All of that's coming real soon. So what a bridge to meet on. Right?
Yeah, it's a good point that there'll be many levels to the bridge.
Yes, maybe many bridges, almost like a ladder. Could be like that. So I get the vision always the time as the frequencies rise on the planet and there's new sunbursts or cosmic downloads coming into the planet. I see us all as a collective going up one more step on the ladder, and that step that we just walked off disappears. There's no going back. And when the vibration in that, and we hit another epiphany, if you want to use that phrase, we go up one more step on the ladder, and that step disappears. And I thought, oh, what an interesting way to see it.
Yeah.
And there's no going back. There's only up, right?
Because it becomes your new set point.
Exactly. So do we want to talk to the inner earth beings?
I don't know, crowd, you want to talk to the inner earth beings?
Sure, absolutely.
Finally, we got some response there. Yeah. Let me see.
Okay, can you do that, Danny, tonight?
Yeah, let me see if I have permission, first of all, right? Do I have permission to speak to you though? I do have permission. Okay, so what I see, I'm going to tell you what I see. I see two different races. I see a third race over here, but the two prominent ones is the one we're going to speak to today. Are you Lemurians? Yes. Are you Atlanteans? Yes. Okay, so we're going to be speaking to the Lemurians and the Atlanteans at the very same time. Okay.
Good.
They say greetings. It is wonderful to use this channel at this time to come through to you on this way of speaking, a way of communications through this channeler you named Danny. We are poised here for movement. We are poised to meet you all. We are poised to bring to the next stage of your evolution new knowledge, new skills, new awareness that we have been doing for thousands of years. We wish to share with you all that we have, all that we know. This is coming in your lifetimes. The time is coming very soon. As you raise your vibration, as you raise as a collective and you do your collective healing, and you let go of all that does not serve you, and you allow greatness to come into your lives, into your consciousness. And as we know, as we see, you're letting go of your controllers on your planet. that are holding you down. Not only do they hold you down physically, they also hold you down spiritually and consciously. This is their devious ways, and that is now leaving your planet, leaving this timeline that you have now. Your new timeline is a meeting place, a greeting place for us to meet with you, and also the galactic family to meet with you. This is where greatness comes to your lives. What you can expect is greatness, a life fulfilled, a life with passion. The illnesses that you have suffered for thousands of years will be gone. You will be healing your bodies, your minds, and your spirit. And of course, God is in all of this, as we love our gods also. So it is a time to rejoice. It's a time to look forward to in your collective as you move forward on this sacred journey that you are on. For this has been predestined in your history for thousands of years of this time coming. We could not come up to you on the surface because you weren't ready for us, not only on your conscious level, but on a vibrational level. You were not ready for us and ready for our knowledge. So it is coming very close to that pinnacle at this time where you will be able to greet us. You will be able to shake our hands. You will be able to join us heart to heart as we love you also. I'm just feeling their energy right now. It's really strong. They're very loving people. So we say to you, stay the course. Take your steps forward as far as you can. Do not look back. What happened to you in the past and all the harm and the traumas and the hurt, let it go. Let it go. It was an experience. It's time to let all of that pain and traumas behind you. Move forward in your light. Move forward in your truth. And open up your hearts to all that is coming to you in this near future. For we are going to support you in this journey. We are going to support you when we meet together, because many of you will have a little difficulty assimilating the information and the knowledge that we have to share with you, because it's a time of growth. So imagine yourself as students, and we will be your teachers. This is what you have to expect in the very near future. So have no fear. Move forward in faith and your strength, knowing that God is with you, knowing that God is in control of all of this at this time, that only greatness is ahead of you, and peace and joy for the first time in your creation, without war, without outside interference. It will be a grand, grand meeting when we all meet. Will be great celebrations, much hugging, much connection. It'll be a wonderful time. We welcome this time to meet you face to face. We cannot give you a date, as we do not also know. It is a progression that you're going through step by step. As Danny said about the ladder, as you move up the ladder, you're getting closer and closer to this pinnacle where we will all meet, where we will all be reunited at this time. And your star family will be here with you, with the ships. So this is a great time ahead of you. This is all we can basically share with you at this time. Maybe at a later date, we will have more information for you. But know that we are your brothers and sisters. You are our brothers and sisters, and that we will be reunited very soon in love as a communion of races together. We thank you for this time. We thank you for this transmission. Namaste.
Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Their energy. There's so much peace and there's so much love. They were showering me with love. Let me get myself together here. Was that enough for today? As information.
It was very beautiful. You know, talking about a lot of celebration, a lot of coming together when the time is right, which will be happening soon.
Exactly. Exactly.
And to let go of the past and to know that the controllers that have been weighing us down are totally leaving us. And so that we'll be able to step into our happiness and joy and have a lot more freedom.
Tremendous freedom. All of us being united from the inner earth to the star family to our plane here. It's going to be like the Star Wars movie where all the different races are together as one, right?
Yes,
breaking bread.
My yawning is because I'm able to tap into it too, because I was able to tap into one person.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them and like feel them, and like you were saying, very peaceful.
Very peaceful.
Very peaceful and full of love.
Very much so. Yeah, they're way ahead of us. Mm-hmm. Yawning again.
Sorry, half of my transmission will be like, ah.
Do we have any comments about what just came through?
Anybody want to share anything about that?
Like they're gonna understand our language, the star people as well as the inner earth people.
Yes, no doubt about it. No
because
doubt.
telepathy.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Okay.
Will be translated through the ethers.
Okay.
Yes.
Spanish to English. Boom.
There you go. Bang.
When I get new information, I go to the little details because it overwhelms a little bit.
Oh, that's good. It's good to ask questions.
Yeah, it's just a matter of working out the, logistics.
I mean, when they channel, no, go ahead.
Well, I was just thinking, like telepathy is happening even now. Like I'm shocked sometimes. I can sit here and I can just think about one of my friends, and they call me, like, or I'll get pinged, and I'll know I'm supposed to call somebody. Like I get pinged, and I know it, and it's like it's so amazing. It is so amazing. You know, I don't have your abilities, but it's just to see these little things happening. I get so excited. No.
Because we already have these abilities in us. We just have to open up to them and activate them. Everyone's a psychic. Everyone. They just have to open up those abilities.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's so cool when it happens. It's just so cool.
Very cool. Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I was working away at my computer, and all of a sudden, Kathy. And I was like, okay, I'll give her a call. I don't have a problem calling Kathy. I hadn't talked to her in like 2 years.
Wow.
So I called her, Kathy with a K. So I'm looking her up. I phone her. She's like, Lucie? I go, yeah. She goes, we were just talking about you.
Whoa. See?
Yeah. I said, I know. My ears were burning.
Right. Wow.
She goes, you're freaking me out. You're freaking me out. Conversation. I can't believe this is happening. I'm like, you know how it is, Kathy. Like, this is what we're doing now.
Exactly. This is how we'll be able to connect, right? Yeah. So do we want to talk more about the inner earth beings or the giants?
So what does everybody would like to, does anybody want to hear more of what? Inner earth or giants?
Giants.
Okay.
I like that one.
Okay, it's unanimous.
So you have some research recently, Lucie. Share with us.
Yeah, so the thing about my research is I research it and then I tune in to see if it feels correct. And there's a part that's off about it, and maybe you can tune in to see what you're getting around that. So, like I said, the conference that just happened in Orlando with Alex Collier and Michael Sala, Lucie Nadon, and many other truthers, abductees, and I can't remember their names, but I have heard their stories. And who spearheaded it was Danny Henderson.
Okay.
And she's a spiritual life coach. And apparently she's living in Costa Rica somewhere. I don't know. It's gotta, what the heck? Every time I hear this, I'm like, what is happening? So basically, it got activated at the conference, and then there's a sleeping giant in Orlando. Now, if you go back to the big storms that Florida got, they got hit twice, but not Orlando.
Interesting.
I don't know if you know that.
No.
So they're like, what's going on in Orlando?
Right.
So then the conference, and then activating the portal, and then the sleeping giant wakes up. Okay, so then this JP in the military is talking about how they have to bring seeds, and the seeds that they're transporting are also from the seeds, the tree of life. So he was brought down into inner earth, and it took him almost an hour to get down into the earth, because he actually looked at his watch like, wow, like how long is this taking to get down there? He had a crew with him, and one of the guys that he had with him was an ecologist, very good with plants and trees.
Okay. Yeah.
So they had many people on the team that had specific expertise. So one of them was plants and trees and stuff. And then, so by the time they got down there, they finally got down there, and the guy with the plants and trees guy was freaking out on the plants that were there. He goes, these plants have been extinct for over 1,000 years. And they were just, it was everywhere. Right. So they were, the guy was like so excited. But JP, he's a military guy. He's on a mission. He's there to pick up the package, right? And so he's trying to explain from everybody's experience that we're all with him. So Michael Sala, listen to that whole video. He's got a few. There's quite a few of them there, bridging it all together. So they go down there and they're picking up a package. So the package is seeds from the tree of life, semen, DNA, and that is being transported to the other sleeping giant in Iraq that I don't know has been activated yet. So I started to do some research. Now these giants, they have a beard, and the beard is really long, and it actually literally wraps around their neck, and that's how they've put themselves in the box. And so this is where I'm not fully sure on how good this is for humanity.
Right.
So this is where I'm wanting to know, but apparently they've been waiting for this time to finally wake up and bring what it is that they've been, been asked to bring. So that's all I've got right now. So now the package was picked up. They came out. There's a lot of stuff that happened down in inner earth, a lot of explaining about the flowers and all the waters and all kinds of stuff. And apparently it's a big deal about the water down in inner earth. It's a big deal about the water. And they've got it set up where the water comes in and it's pure, and it comes in on drips, and I don't know, it feeds all the plants and everything, and it feeds them, and they have like very, very high vibrating water.
I can imagine.
So he picked up the package and brought it back up, and dropped it off where he was to drop it off. And now that package is now going to Iraq and connecting with that sleeping giant there. Now, apparently there's many of them located all over the globe.
Oh, yeah.
So
Could be.
There's going to be a few countries where these things are going to be activated, So my question is, if anybody can tune into it, is, you know, what is it they're activating, and is it for the good of humanity? And Alex Collier and Michael Sala had a conversation regarding this. And I don't know if you guys know Alex Collier.
Yeah.
He's like, you know,
Brilliant.
he's been around. He was an abductee 30 years ago. He's been trying to wake us up for the last 30 years.
Yeah, he's one of the old truthers.
Yeah, he's like, so he's like, I'm done. Like, you guys, it's all on you guys now. You have to take and run now. But he was going on about how there's no way that this could be happening where it would set humanity in a negative course.
I agree.
So he's very, very confident that this is all for the positive. But that's where I'm not able to, I don't feel that there's anything bad, but at the same time, I have a feeling that it's going to be a bit disruptive first.
That's okay.
Right? So it's going to, like, you know, shake up some stuff until it settles back down. That's what I feel.
Well, same with disclosure. Anything that we bring out now is going to be disruptive, right? For the sleeping masses. But I tapped into the energy of the giants as you were speaking here, the sleeping ones, and I'm getting nothing but positive energy. I'm not getting anything to be afraid of, that this is our destiny. This is part of the awakening. So I'm getting that. Okay. Just so you know. Because I have studied it a bit also, quite a bit. I find it fascinating that there were people that big. But apparently, if you go back to all the fossils, they were finding dragonflies that have 18-inch wingspan. Everything was much bigger then. They said it was more rich oxygen, greater sunlight. So if they were big, why wouldn't we be big? Correct?
Yeah.
Right? And so, I mean, there's so many videos you can find where giant footsteps are feet, 4 and 5 feet long. And of course, the skeletons that you can see, and some of them are 40 footers, 50 footers.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was big, apparently, thousands of years ago. That's us. So
it's like an avatar concept. Like an avatar concept.
Can you explain?
The movie The Avatar, they're huge beings as well in the movie.
Yeah, but they weren't real big. They were only about 9 footers.
Oh.
Right?
So does that mean that the mosquitoes and black flies and deer flies are larger too?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm crying, no. But yeah, because I mean, there's also the whole story about the large buttes in lots of parts of Utah and all those things, where there are a mountain that goes straight up like this and then flat on top. And it's all grooves on it. When you look at it, they say that's a tree trunk. There's many videos. And when you look at these pictures and you think of it as your mind, that, by God, that could be a tree trunk. It looks exactly like one that's petrified. And this thing is easily 200 or 300 feet across. So imagine the size of the tree. Massive.
They're talking about Devil's Tower too, being a stump of a tree too. Devil's Tower.
Is that the one in Australia?
Wyoming. Wyoming.
Oh, Wyoming. Okay.
Close Encounters of the Last Kind. You know that one.
Okay. And so that goes right along with this giant thing that everything was much bigger than. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for us to fathom a tree that if that's that diameter, it must be 2,000 feet tall.
I actually had a past life where I was a giant.
Oh, bring it on. Bring it on.
Buddy, I forgot.
Okay.
Back in the Roman days where, you know, they had these huge people controlling the slaves.
Okay. Oh, you were a slave driver.
I've been a slave driver for many lifetimes.
Well, we still love you.
Yeah. I was like huge, like muscular. I was a guy, man, muscular. And
Okay.
that was the very first session I had with Franco. And
Wow.
I had this memory of being huge, strong, muscular. And because I came to this life and I got right into bodybuilding, like
Oh,
obsessive with bodybuilding. I had to
oh,
be
wow.
big, I had to be strong.
Right,
And I'm like, why is this happening to me? Because it was hard to keep up, right? My
right.
body's breaking down. Oh, it doesn't matter. You got to be like,
You got to be.
so that was my first session with Franco. And then on the table,
Mhm.
I was on the massage table and I was in like a hypnotic state. And in it, I went right into the body of the giant.
Wow.
And I saw the forearms and they
Right.
were huge, right?
Massive.
And I lifted my arm and I was like, whoa, look at my arms. I'm huge. And then he goes,
Right.
yep, you're big. And then I looked down on my legs and they were huge. I was like, whoa, I look incredible. But so he brought me to that point where, but as I was trying to lift my arms and everything, I was chained down. And I went to lift my arms and I'm like, why can't I lift my arms? And then I saw all the chains. I was chained down.
Oh,
So I had to go back into that life and clear all those memories. And so that's when the obsession to work out so hard, like I was in competitions. It's like I never competed,
right.
but I worked out like
Wow.
competition was coming up anytime soon. So it helps me relax once I let go of the memory.
Okay, because I've studied. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's it.
So, because like I have done a bit of research on this, and there's many videos of the giants that are still here,
Right.
alive.
Yes.
So there's a very interesting one. It's an old black and white video. You can tell it's probably from around the 1930s, maybe, and it's a military parade in Japan. Have you seen that one?
Mm-mm.
You got to see that one. So here's this giant walking amongst the soldiers, parading down the streets. So he's a little more than double their height. So I'm putting him at least 12 foot. His shoulders have to be about almost 5 feet wide. He must weigh 900 to 1,000 pounds.
Right.
You have to see this video because those were in the days when they couldn't doctor films. This is a very old footage.
Right.
Got to see this guy. It's massive.
What's it called?
It's on YouTube. You look up giant and Japanese parade, Japanese military parade. I actually there was a video where a man put a whole bunch of videos together and he showed the clip of that. I just saw it last week.
Mm.
So they're still here. And you know about the military thing that happened about a year ago.
Regarding the giants?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So these were American troops. There's a squadron, a small group of them going into this mountainous area on reconnaissance, they call it. And the locals won't go there. And the locals are terrified of going in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Out of a cave came a giant. He was they said around 14, 15 feet tall with a spear. He speared one of the soldiers and held him up in the air with one hand. And they had to shoot him constantly to kill this beast. And they were sworn as military. They're not allowed to speak, but a couple of them spoke with, masks on, that this was a true event. Their giants are still alive, still some here. And so that was kind of hushed up. You can find videos of bits and pieces on that on YouTube. And this was only a year ago. And this thing was huge, 15 feet, male,
So
very
I don't know
aggressive.
if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same giants that they're waking up now.
I don't believe so.
No, I think it's a whole different.
I don't believe so. Because these ones all have beards, right?
They have beards, long beards.
Yeah, I feel it's maybe an alien race too. Who knows, right? What their DNA is. Right. But I'm getting very strongly that they're here to be activated for this time in history.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And who knows what their mission is? Obviously to share information, whatever. We hope they speak English. We don't know. How do you converse with someone from a couple thousand years ago or 10,000 years ago? Maybe.
And that they're not hungry.
Yeah.
True. True.
You see them.
Well, we have to say to them, I'm not very tasty. Just leave me alone.
Right. Yeah, right.
I'm only going to get stuck in your teeth. You know, it's not going to work. Right?
We don't have any ketchup handy.
I thought about ketchup too.
No sauce. Yeah, well, I hope. Yeah, because we've been deluged with horror movies for the last 50 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to put fear in us of anything that's different than us, right?
Exactly.
We don't need to fear this. We do not need to fear this, right?
Yeah.
So any other comments?
I have two kind of thoughts that ran through my head. Is like, I'm wondering if they were sort of trapped here by the lowering of the energy at one time. And then I'm also wondering about, how does Sasquatches fit into this picture at all?
Do you want me to comment on that?
Sure.
Yeah, that's your lane, Danny.
Yeah, okay. So I was at a place this year. Very interesting, man. I won't go into the details. We'll be here for 10 minutes. Anyway, it's a farm just north of Peterborough area. He talks about the Sasquatch on his property. He hears noises. He hears rustling of the leaves. So one day he took me on a walk. There was about 4 of us. And imagine these saplings, you know, they're not very big diameter. They might only be 15 feet. And they were still rooted. It had been bent over to a loop and the other end stuck in the ground. So it was a loop and it was easily 7 feet high. And I said, okay, what animal does that? None. And so we keep walking. There's another one. We keep walking. There's a third one. And it's the Sasquatch. It's some kind of a gateway or this is my property. And so when I was there, I was able to telepathically contact one of them. It was an adolescent male. And he was very curious at us humans. Like, who are we? How come we're so different from them? How come we're not hairy like they are, right? And if you study Sasquatch, they are interdimensional beings, right? They're very highly evolved. They're not like a ignorant ape or a gorilla, nothing like that at all, as much as they look at, right? And so why people can't find them is, okay, you may see them for a few feet and then they zap out of dimension into the 4th or 5th dimension, right? That's why no one can find them, right? But it was so interesting to see what they built, these saplings that they bent over in a perfect hoop and stuck the other end in the dirt. Very interesting. So
Danny, we have them here. We have them in Ompon. We have friends that have them on their land in Perth, Ontario. And yes, the saplings are bent like that.
Oh.
If you see X's, it's a sign, don't go there. And there's Y's. Now, we met a man who wrote Sass quotes, and he does a lot of channeling about these. He's lives in Perth, but he shared with the friends in Perth. We're going to see them, as a matter of fact, Saturday, and walk their property. And the one woman is got a lot of information now. Probably 10 years ago, we had 2 friends here, and it was summer, and there was this horrendous scream. I can't describe the scream between like say 300 meters down the road. So we start heading out. My 2 friends, their eyes are like just saucers, and we get in the car and we start driving, and the one says, don't roll down the windows, and I already had them down. And just as we went a little further, the 3 of us saw this Sasquatch, and like you said, it was there and it wasn't there. So since you brought this up, they seem to be coming out more. And then last winter, we have a friend who's very tuned in and psychic, and in our schoolhouse, she, you know it, Lucy, she looked out and she said, there's a Sasquatch outside with a young one that's in trouble. And they're asking us to support in calling whatever it was, the galactics or whatever, to empower it into the dimension. For some reason, they were stuck. So we did that and they went. So maybe all of us will be working more with the Sask. Since you brought it up.
I'm like goosebumped out. Like that's good confirmation happening right now.
Wow. Wow.
I was kind of shocked that the gentleman who wrote the book Sask Quotes, you can get it on Amazon and order it. He said that they actually do eat deer.
Really?
And that was shocking me there, but they actually do. The deer gives itself to them and they eat the deer. So you wouldn't think that would be happening normally, but that's generally the way it works.
Not regularly.
Not regularly.
I haven't heard that one.
Mm.
So another Sasquatch story. I know the native woman, and she was speaking to a bunch of us, and she went to a reserve here in Ontario. I just can't remember where in Ontario. So she's with her native friends in the backyard, and they have a grassy area, and behind the grassy area is the forest. And so she's standing on the deck and she's looking at the forest. And what does she see? Father Sasquatch, Mother Sasquatch, and Child Sasquatch standing right there at the edge of the forest. And she says to her friends, do you see what I'm seeing? And they remark, well, that's just our forest family. They were very blasé about it. It's just our forest family. But she saw the three generations, you know, the father, the mother, and the child Sasquatch. Wow. Wow.
What about that time where you're at the fire and you were able to tune in and your other friend was able to, the Palladian friend?
Mila.
And she was able to speak on their behalf or something? Or she was, or who, or was it vice versa?
Well, I did the channeling. I could feel him behind us. We were around sitting outside, and I could see, what I could see was, no one could see him. It was an adolescent male, but he was like parting the leaves on the tree, and he really wanted to see, who are these beings? They are so strange. Look at what they do and what they, you know. It was a curiosity more than anything, but he was alone. But according to the farmer that lives there, he figures there's well over 12 of them on the property.
Oh, wow.
As he's lived there quite a few years, he figures there's way more than just one family. There's groups of them, and he figures it's upwards of 10 or 12 of them around the planet. And once in a while, he'll hear this very strange sound. Very strange.
How are they like,
very cool.
how are they providing? Like, do they provide? Do they help with the energy? Do they help with raising the frequency? Like, are they able to?
That is a very good question. You know, what would their purpose be here?
Yeah.
Right.
Their purpose. That was a tough word. I got it like all over the place.
I understand. They're very wise, and I don't know if you can see, this is the book Sask Quotes.
Oh yeah.
And there's some amazing channeled information that came from them. They've got a lot of love, a lot of caring, and they're very interested in us, but they are afraid of us because they know, of course, you know, there's hunters that'll go out to take them.
Yeah.
So if we can hold the space long enough, which we are for the new positive Earth, then I think we'll be intermingling like Star Trek, where you have the bar and you've got all the different species.
What was that one on Star Wars? The creature that was in the ship with Han Solo?
The Wookiee.
The Wookiee. Doesn't he look like a Sasquatch?
Yeah.
That's a Sasquatch.
Exactly.
Right? Right there in front of us.
Yeah, he's a friendly.
But I mean,
that was the small ones, you know.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well done. Good channeling. But I mean, this is such a mystical planet because we also have fairies, elves,
yep,
you know, the dwarfs, all of those are interdimensional beings that come in and out of dimension, and people see them from time to time. They're very rare.
That's what I wanted to say. They really don't want to be found, and it's similar to mermaids. Mermaids really don't want to be found.
I agree.
We have unicorns. We've seen them in the shifting in and out of the dimension on our property.
Really?
In 2008, it was a really bad snowfall, and it was up to our waist in snow, and we were feeding about 9 deer a day. And so we would dig holes for the feed, and then little satellite things off to another hole, because the deer sometimes don't like to eat in the same place. And it was a moonlit light, really attractive night. And I looked up to the mountain. It was clear all the way up to the top of the mountain. And I saw these 2 deer looking at us, like saying, okay, come on, put the food out. We're waiting for you.
Yeah.
And then I looked again and I went, oh my God, unicorn. And so then I said, really? Look up the mountain. I said, what do you see? She goes, yeah, there's 2 deer there. You know, they're waiting for us to feed them some food. I said, Catherine, look again. She goes, unicorn. She saw them too. And then so we did a high five that we had unicorns. And then all of a sudden we about 15 minutes later, we looked and they were right about 10 feet from us. And they were shimmering. And
what
Catherine,
color
on this very day,
sort of a white, like they were
silver white,
silvery, shimmery white.
Yeah. And we this very day we should have gone over and petted them or something like that, you know. But since then they've had many kids and everything else since that too. So we on our land we have many gateways and portals that have opened up, and there was this fireplace area, and this guy said, well, I'll build a fireplace that will open up there. We already had one fireplace somewhere else. And so we started digging down, and there was these tablets that came up, like the 10 Commandments, you know, and you kind of put them as a backdrop to make a fireplace. And Catherine said, it's not a fire pit, it's a gateway. And we ran up there, and there was 3 different gateways, and with the 3 of us, they all went down into one. And all of a sudden, thousands of fairies came up between our legs, and they were like, whoa, 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 whoa. And so anyway, we realized that we'd open up, and in that gateway, fairies come out of everywhere, out of rocks, trees, whatever. But when a fairy from Russia wants to come to North America, it comes through that gateway. And if something dark tries to slow it down or comes through it, it'll shut itself right down. So that was in June. And then back in the next April, Catherine and I were sitting on the couch and we're snuggling. And she says, I'm getting drunk. I said, I'm getting drunk too. She says, we haven't drank alcohol in 3 months. How come we're getting drunk? And she says, I don't know, but we better get to bed because we're not going to make it to bed. We're going to pass out before we get to bed. Wow. So anyway, we went to bed and we both passed out just right away. Woke up with a hangover the next morning. No so I've been doing automatic writing for since 1992, and I wrote down question, why is this happening, and waited for the answer. And the whole house filled full of pixies and sprites and gnomes and everything. It was just a big celebration. And I said, why, did we get drunk? And they said, well, you opened the fairy portal gateway in June. We shut it down in November. And last night we reopened it in April, and we had a big party, and we drank fermented berry juice, and you guys were at the party.
But you didn't know it.
No, we deal in weird though, but that explained everything.
Woo-hoo, you guys are weird.
We're actually the norm.
Right.
That's an awesome party.
Very interesting.
Too bad you had to go and crash.
Yeah, so the big question of all of this is, why are they here? Like, what is this business of having all these different kind of beings in and out of dimension here? That is the question.
I think all of them provide something. Like, it's all like, because like even all of us on the planet, we're all like awakening and our abilities are coming alive. And I think all these little light beings, entities or whatever, are here with different abilities. They all have different things.
I think it's very natural for the Sasquatch and everything to go with the different dimensions and everything like that, because they're not feeling restricted. We could do it too if we could believe, I remember walking to the end. I'm walking to the end of our driveway, and there's a grassy area there, and I saw this swirling energy, and one of our cats came right out of that swirling energy. It had been in a different dimension. And I went, Catherine, holy mackerel. So that was in June, and then in October or something, I looked again, and there it was swirling again. Went, no way, and the cat came out again through that thing.
Wow.
So it had gone
Hand in.
away.
You should have
Cats
stuck
are
your hand in.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Wow. Well,
Very
maybe there'll be another one the size of you, so you can step in.
Exactly.
Wow. Isn't
Buckle
this
up.
exciting?
Then we'll
Very.
teleport to come see you guys.
Yeah. And
No
then just bring me
driving.
here and fly over there and go over here.
Exactly.
You have to give us the right coordinates, though. I don't want to be coming in, and when you're coming into the
Right.
shower, all of a sudden I'm standing there, okay?
Yeah.
And I don't want to end up on a wall somewhere, too. Okay?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We're going to have these abilities to teleport.
Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
How are we for time, Lucy?
Yeah, so we're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up.
Okay.
Any more comments, questions?
No, we have lots to look forward to when the giants awaken.
Yeah, you know, I think it's just the beginning of a lot of things that are going to be opening up for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Everybody that has glimpses or what's going on that's coming in the future all have good to say about it. They are all excited. It's going to blow your mind. You are going to be so excited, and it's like it's everything you've dreamed of and more. And it's going to be happening in our lifetime. Like we'll be able to actually experience this in our lifetime.
We will.
So the next few months, I think it's a good, if you have still a lot of dis-ease in your body and a lot of resistance, the sooner you can let it go, the more you can flow, right? But if you have it in your body, it's just an indicator as to what needs to be released. And you can talk to it. I was walking down the street the other day and I'm like, hey, conscious. I was talking to consciousness and I went, hey, Lucy, how are you? and then Lucy responded like, wow, I am so excited you asked. And I was like, boom, I just got like all this happiness. I was like, and then I didn't have any more questions. I was just beaming with happiness.
Wow.
And I'm like, why does it take so long, to do whatever? And then I of course, distraction. And then I'm like, oh, where did I go? Come back. And then I started talking to my higher self again and like having a full blown conversation with Lucy.
Wow.
So it was so nice.
Very cool. We'll be doing more of that.
And another thing too, to help you with raising your vibration is also we have a body of water within us.
Yeah.
And you can even take your water and send love to your water. So you can structure your own water.
Sure we
send
can.
love and trust and high vibration.
Healing.
And then drink the water. And you can also do that with your own body of water.
Yeah. Program.
So you just be present and to the body of water in your body, and then just send it love.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll restructure you.
Exactly. We have the abilities, just haven't been taught.
There's so many things we can do for ourselves, and they're small things.
Simple. Very, very
simple, right?
Very simple.
We don't need a med bed or
no, exactly.
There's one thing I'd like to say is that there's many times when I go to say something, I'm giving a 10-minute talk before I do a session, and all of a sudden there's this tickle in my throat as if somebody's blowing cigar smoke in my face. Okay. And at that time, it's I'm dead in the water. I can't talk. And it's some spirit, a human being who's alive on the planet right now, who does not want me to help the person I'm working with.
Right.
And they'll try and shut me down and shut me up. Right. So yes. If I drink water to get rid of it, it doesn't do anything. But if I say this is holy water, this is infused with holy water, and I drink it, it goes away in a matter of seconds. Okay.
Yes.
And I remember I was at a big thing The lady was about 300 people, and then she was giving a talk, and she said, whenever I get that tickle in my throat and I get gagged, it's not choking me, but it's telling me that I'm going too deep, too far, and I shouldn't go there. I walked right up on the stage, took the mic away from her, and I said, no, that's not what is happening. I said, it's somebody who's trying to stop you helping somebody. And I said about holy water, and she let me do it. So the funniest thing was, I was at a thing doing a past life with a lady, and we went back in a past life and found out her son was robbing her blind in a past life. So my automatic thing was to say this lifetime, is he doing the same thing now? And as I went to say that, it just all choked up because his spirit was in the room watching as we're doing the past life because of karma, right? And so I got all choked up and I didn't have any water. So I said, this is holy saliva. And I swallowed it and it disappeared.
Hey, okay, or holy chewing gum, whatever works.
Perfect.
We are the masters. We are the masters. and we are the med beds.
Yes.
With our intention, we are the med beds.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
We can totally get everything up and running prior to or before all these things show up, you know, and stop waiting. Nope, nothing's coming to save you. Like, you are the med bed. You are Christ consciousness. You are, right? So, and that's what's exciting. And so how fast or slow do you want to go? That's the question. How soon do you want to get there?
Yeah.
But
as we go,
if it's not happening fast enough for your mind, just let it go. There's all these reasons, because many times I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm still grappling with this. But then I needed all these little things along the way to help with new muscles that I didn't know. So it was good. And I was like, oh God, I would never have gotten all these little things along the way. So everything's important. Everything's cool.
We have a great future ahead of us.
There's a famous saying in Japanese saying, it says, Shaiken haramitsu daikomyo. Every encounter is sacred.
Very good.
Wow, goosebumped out. Woo!
But she said everything's important. That's what I replied to that.
Yes.
Exactly.
So it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to go 2 steps back, 1 forward, left, right. It's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So Danny, anything else you want to share with us, or?
No, unless you want to say a closing prayer, or what were you thinking of?
Yeah, so let's close the space. And also we're going to do a few of these to get get some good muscles and master this. And then eventually, once we're putting it out on YouTube, and eventually there will be links down there to connect with Danny if you want to do a session with Danny, or if you want to have a session with myself. And also we're going to put a little donation link down there. This is all coming as I learn how to be a YouTuber.
Good girl. That's awesome.
But I'm not focusing on everything else. And I'm like, all of a sudden I took on all this and I'm like, well, maybe that's what you're doing.
We are the bridge. Right?
So yeah, and I'm the bridge. So, and we're all bridges, right?
Yes,
so
we are.
And I thought about that too. And I'm like, okay, well, the bridge may not be smooth and you might miss a foot. Like, just hang on.
A little slippery, a little icy.
So I want to thank everybody for being on the call and co-creating with us and expanding the quantum field so that more people can jump on. And there's so many people waiting and wanting to just go, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. Let's, beam me up.
Exactly. A lot of us are ready for that.
Yeah. So
Wahoo.
Yeah, I was wondering where you're going to bring your dragon face on there, Alan.
What are we looking at?
So, and I want to thank Danny for doing some awesome channeling tonight. It was awesome to hear from inner earth beings, and only more to come. Who knows? Maybe I'll start channeling. I did it one time and I was blown away. So who knows? Maybe
the ability.
And we would love to get some other people on board too. So if there's anybody that you want to announce this to and say, hey, why don't you jump on and, you know, try it out. We would love that too. We welcome that.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything else you wanted to say, Danny?
Not really, just that I have nothing but good feelings about the future, always have. We have an amazing future ahead of us. There is no fear. Fear of what? Fear of our greatness, fear of prosperity, fear of all the beautiful things that are coming. I am so excited. And
awesome.
Meeting all of you. Very exciting.
So do you mind closing the circle out?
Thank you both. Thank you both for a wonderful sharing and bringing us together. And again, thank you to everyone else who's here too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I share that.
Huh?
I share that. Thank you very much for your effort towards us and sharing your information and organizing. That's a big task.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Good.
You're welcome.
And great job, Lucie.
Chats are also saying thank you. Awesome as always. So those chats are coming in. So yeah, Danny, why don't you close us out? Not to put you on the spot or anything, but.
No, you never do. I know. Well, how about a nice little prayer?
Yes.
As a group, we have much more power. You know, where more than one is gathered in my name. It's great power. We wish to thank Father, Mother, God, and all the heavens that are assisting and watching over us at this time and assisting us on this incredible journey of awakening on the planet to who we truly are. We are so gracious for your help and your love and your light that you send us here on this planet, assisting the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and our kingdom, the human kingdom. We are forever grateful for all that you do for us, and we welcome the day that we all meet together as one, as in the Christ consciousness. Thank you so much. And so it is.
Oh.
Thank you so much. So we are going to do this on a weekly basis, and we're still trying to figure out which day. I believe we're going to Wednesday.
Yeah, couldn't do it yesterday. I wonder why.
Yeah, because the birthday celebrations, you know.
Yeah, it was wine. You know what I mean. Yeah. Spirits. Spirits in a glass. Right.
So stay tuned and please share. And if there's anybody that you think would benefit from this, invite.
Okay.
More the merrier.
Love you.
So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Next week.
Bye-bye.
Bridge.
Next week.
Bye.